Hi everyone! Welcome to another video. My name is Yasuko. I'm a press handstand coach. In this video, I'd like to talk about 7 tips in handstand practice. Handstand training is very exhausting. You can practice handstands only as much as your body can manage each time. It doesn't make so much sense to keep training when your body gets tired. Even if you practice handstands every day, each session is variable, so let's cut the clutter and do our best. Here is my first tip. Don't do too many drills at a time. So many people believe that the handstand requires years of training. I would say that all you need to do is use your body weight to make all necessary body parts strong enough for handstand skills, which means go upside down as much as you can on your arms. Doing many drills and strengthening workouts make you tired, so you cannot practice handstands much on top. Also, doing many different drills makes your brain confused, and your handstand journey will take a much longer time. I don't recommend doing many different drills for handstand practice at a time. With the handstand, we only need to do a few very specific drills, which focuses on eliminating fear, especially for beginners, building strength, or exposing ourselves to balance. My second tip: never skip the warm up. It's super important to do a full mobility warm up before you dive into handstand practice. If you take time to open your shoulders, you warm up your wrists and arms, you stretch the hamstrings and hip joints, and then when you intend to practice a particular leg shape, I usually do the shape on a headstand position in my warm-up routine because headstand has 3 contacts on the floor and it gives us space to explore and experiment fine adjustments. If you warmed up well, you will be able to reach and enter the position smoothly, and it will also prevent unnecessary injury, discomfort, or pain. You are putting a lot of pressure on your wrists and shoulders. Just make sure you have good range of motion to make your practice successful. My third tip: use your hands. It sounds really basic, but I see a lot of people when they try to do handstands. Their hands are just like dead hands on the ground. We don't just kick up and then hope to catch the balance in the handstand. We have to create the balance. There are so many possibilities you can work on balance with your hands. The balance comes from the hands almost 80 to 90%, okay? So you need to spread your fingers out and you need to press your fingertips into the ground and you need to feel where your weight is in your hand at all times. That's what you need to be focusing on. Then you want to be able to feel like the muscles in your forearms working. It's very active thing. Anybody who's hand balancing, you will see they are always making little adjustments in their hands. So they are always compensating for all those little shifts in weight. So if you are starting to shift too far one way, you press into the part of your hand that would bring you back to the center. So always remember to use your hands. Hey guys, by the way, get my free handstand guide. Click the link down below in the description. My tip number 4: explore different shapes. We have different anatomies. Each body is different. So our structures are different. Our shoulders are different. So just explore different shapes and what works better for you. Through all those experiences, you will be learning how to balance and you can explore different shapes and transitions actively that feels natural to you. It is all about learning more about your body, more about your anatomy, and then choosing positions that just work well for you and that feel good in your body. And if you practice one shape, then another shape is going to become easier. You strengthen everything you need for the other skills. Don't just stick to the straight handstand. Just practice different shapes. Be curious. Explore your body and see what comes good. You can always come back to the shapes that you didn't nail yet after figuring out those shapes. By doing so, you will be having more fun with handstand practice. So here is another tip. Work on your mobility. Don't sit on a chair. Sit in a squat position. Because one of the most essential things about handstand is having good mobility. The handstand is so precise, and every little bit of range of motion in your body is going to help you. It leaves you more space for correction. If you can move your leg down that extra inch to save your balance, then it's gonna help you if you get your shoulders open. It's gonna make all of the difference. So when you prioritize your mobility, you will find your handstand practice so much more you can do when your body is full in. My tip number 6. Practice consciously. Move with awareness. Okay, my next handstand tip is to train consciously, and by that I mean when you are training, don't just try to do the same thing over and over again, that one day it will just click. I said before, you have to create balance, which means you are training, you pay attention to what things are working and what aren't. So you need to be able to self correct. When you manage to get a longer hold, then you would normally ask yourself, what did I do that time that made it different? And then apply that. And each time keep looking for new ways to adjust and figure out what is helping you and what is not. And that's how you build progression. It's figuring out those little things that help you create that awareness. You can see what you are doing wrong and what you can improve, especially if you are self taught or you are teaching yourself. You don't have a coach to give you that feedback. You need some other way to be able to give yourself that feedback because the learning process is all about mini adjustment and self correction. So be mindful when you train and prioritize quality over quantity. Don't just do 100 reps and think that 100 drops will be better than the first, just because you did the reps. But with each time you do the movement, you make sure that you are staying aware, staying mindful, and paying attention to every little thing that's going on. My final tip for everybody: every little thing you do matters. My final tip is that your handstand practice isn't just what you do while you are practicing, but it's also everything that you do outside of practice. So it's how you eat, how you sleep, and how you rest. All of that is going to factor into how you train and how you perform. So you make sure that you are eating in a way you feel strong, but also you don't feel too heavy, and that you are sleeping enough and resting enough, and balancing out the hard training with the recovery. The handstand is as mental as it is physical. If you are not good mentally, you are not going to perform as well as if you are sharp, if your body is feeling good and your mind is right. It's all connected, and that's what a handstand is. Do your very best each time you practice. Move with awareness. Practice every day. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you have any questions about the handstand, just leave your comment down below. Please hit the subscribe button on the right bottom of the screen so that you won't miss my updates in the future. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.